Hello and welcome to Real Talk with Ella. I'm your host, Daniela. And if you're new on this podcast, we're all about success. We believe success isn't about luck, it's about strategy. Now, on today's episode, we have the amazing engineer Uchechi Edosomwan, and she will be talking to us about leadership. Now, before we go on, I would like to read a bio to us so we can have an understanding about her background and, get our expectations. All right, so Engineer Uchechi Edosomwan is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. She also has nearly 25 years of experience, and she began her career as a maintenance engineer at the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology and now works as a dynamic leader at Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, as we all know, NAMA. Now, in addition to her technical skills, Uchechi has greatly contributed as a leader in various engineering societies. She mentors young talent and promotes innovation in her field. Now, we look forward to hearing her story and the amazing experience she has to offer on this show. So, over to our guest. Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for coming to this show. We appreciate.
Thanks, Ella. Good to be here too.
I appreciate. All right, so let's move on to our questions. Our first questions. I'm sure you're all excited. Hearing our bio, I was shocked, anyways. It's beautiful. So I'm sure we all have our expectations. So let's move on to our first question. Now, for our first question, can you introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us about your current role in NAMA?
All right. In addition to the things you have read out, I see myself as a leadership enthusiast. Yes, I'm an engineer. That's my profession. I love it. But I realize that leadership is critical to the success of that profession. And so I am also a change agent and enabler. Currently, I head the Electronic Communications Department at the Multi Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much for that. We've all heard her, and I am excited for today's episode because I know we have a lot to learn. Now, for our second question. So, I know from your background that you studied electronic engineering. So, I'd like to know what inspired you to, having studied electronic engineering, what inspired you to enter the aviation sector?
All right. First of all, it was my father that got me into that profession. I actually wanted to be a medical doctor,
Oh my God.
and my father taught me record keeping, and I still do that. So what he did was just about the time to take the JAM UTME exams. He brought out all my scores from baby class. You won't
Okay.
believe it. All the subjects, he did the average, and I could see my areas of strength. So he said, look, looking at this, you will excel in any field you choose, but we now have to look at what you love to do. And we realized that I was too empathetic to be a very good doctor. What do I mean? If someone is sick, I am sick along with the person. If someone throws up, I do the same. So my father said, okay, why not? Since you like solving problems, go into engineering. So thanks to him, I'm an electronic engineer. All right. Then for aviation, I did my youth service in Zaria, Kaduna.
Okay.
And the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology is one big school there. And so it caught my interest. And since aviation is not the very popular profession, I love the would I call it the mystery around it. I think so. And so that's why you never get bored. There's always something new in the profession. And so that's why I've been there for almost 25 years.
Wow, that's I mean 25 years is a long time. I'm not even gonna lie. But there's a point you made about your dad being able to help you recognize your strengths. And I just want to say this, and I would say it as because I know that there are a lot of people, a lot of students preparing to go into the university. So I just want to, put this out to you. I think you really need to settle down and understand your strength before. I think nowadays we all just want to go to school and just finish school and take life as it goes. But I think this is a lesson for us. Know your strength. I think it makes things easier for you.
Yeah, we
You
did.
do what you enjoy, right?
Yes,
So,
I
so
enjoyed.
I think this is a very, very important lesson that we need to pick out here. Thank you for that. Now to our third question. Okay, so you started as a maintenance engineer at NCAT. So, can you tell us what your journey towards it, and how has it helped in your leadership? Tell us about your journey, the challenges you had, and how has this helped build your leadership skill?
Well, engineering as a profession is more male dominated.
Yes,
We
definitely.
have more males, but now a lot of females are getting to the profession. So when I started out as a maintenance engineer, I was actually the only engineer in my
Oh
department.
my god.
But it was fun because the males that were my colleagues were quite supportive. And so I also learned that an engineer is a solution provider.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
think solution is in our DNA. So I looked at the college and I realized that, oh, we needed internet access. Then back in the year 2000, we didn't have that. And so I walked up to the rector, chief executive then, and I said, I think we need this. And he was able to grant me audience. And today I can gladly say that the fiber network in that place was my dream, my baby, my idea. All right. So I do not believe, usually you're told, oh, think outside the box. For me right now, there's no box.
Okay.
So you just think. So please, if you have any idea, no matter how silly it looks, if it's going to solve a problem, if it's going to, you know, mitigate a challenge, come up with it. Discuss it. You may just be surprised.
Okay. So now to our next question. Now we know you've led major projects like the one you spoke about with NCAT, and you also led ERP system in NAMA.
Yeah.
Now, what are the major challenges you faced, right? And what did you learn from them?
Oh, well, in Engr, then I was a greenhorn. That means just fresh
Okay.
from youth service. And I just dared to walk up to the chief executive and say, there is a challenge here, and I think I have the solution. So one of those things is that you have to dare to do something. Was I afraid? Yes, I was. My heart was beaten, but I still knew that there was a need to talk about this. So that's one of the challenges. You will be afraid sometimes, but you need to face the fear and still do what is needed. And then for the enterprise resource planning systems, we were transiting to e-business processes in
Okay.
NAMA. And so I led the team. So what we had to do, what I learned from it was that I needed champions because one voice is not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough to cause a change. Yes, it will start out, but you need other voices to join. And that's what we did. We got champions in every other department, and together we're able to make sure that that solution was provided.
So what you're trying to tell us now is importance of building a team.
Yes, it's
Okay.
important.
So like you've heard, it's very important. I think in this, I won't say, should I say generation? I think one thing we all want to do is, me, myself, and I. It's always something we always like. Everybody day for themselves. Things like this. We hear things like this, and I feel like I really don't have an opinion on that, but that's why we have, our engineer here, and she has buttressed the importance of, being a team player, being part of a team. So I hope we're all taking these points and taking notes of them. All right. So now to our older question. In your leadership journey, how have you built, capacity as a leader?
All right. Now, this is not to put down any profession, but when I was in the university,
Okay.
our curriculum for me was not very balanced in the sense that we're taught the technical aspect, but nobody was really going to mention the people skills that I needed. Now, remember, the engineer is a solution provider. And so I provide solutions, but it's for a certain group of people. So I need to learn how to communicate that solution to the group of people. And so I found out that my profession was a profession where I was more comfortable talking to the machines and the designs than the people for which the designs were made for. All right. So I began to search out, materials and maybe knowledge that could build my leadership skills so that I could excel as a leader as I grew in the ranks. And that also led me to, apply for the Ike Mokwede Foundation Public Leaders Program. And I was selected as the cohort one. And that experience opened up my thinking. It affected my thinking in such a way that I knew that there was not a word called impossible. I believed it so much that even my team members now adopt it. In my department, there's no word called impossible. And so I was doing a research recently and I realized that, there are skills that you need. And so it's a journey. If you do a SWOT analysis, something I love talking about, my strength, my weakness, my opportunities, and my threats, but particularly the strengths and the weaknesses, because that's what's going to guide where you're going to look out for the information or what exactly you're going to look for to build. All right. So if you check your weaknesses in the leadership sphere, and then you find out which to pick up, which to, maybe if I don't know how to, be emotionally intelligent, then I know that, okay, that's what I'm going to look for. And so I start reading materials to build up my skills and become an emotionally intelligent person because you need that as a leader.
I hope everyone is learning from this because I'm learning a lot from this. Before we go on, please, please, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. And don't forget to follow us on all social medias at Real Talk with Ella. Thank you very much. Now, moving on.
Yes.
And with your leadership skill and your technical skill, right? How do you balance it? For this is just for those who want to be leaders in the technical industry field now. So what advice would you give to them? What skills, what experience, what expertise, just anything you could provide to them that would enable them grow in as a leader in their field.
All right. Thank you for that question. And then when you were talking about balance, I was thinking there's nothing to balance really because the technical expert requires leadership skills to effectively be the technical expert. So it's a cocktail, it's a mixture, it's intertwined. So there's nothing about balance. The point is that as you go in the ranks, there are things you need. And so you go for it. And I would advise in my search, there's something I love acronyms.
Okay.
All right. So I'll share two quick acronyms.
All right.
There's one called PERPS, PERPS. Positive attitude, extra mile capacity, relevance, perception, and skills and expertise. Now that's 5. Now you need a positive attitude. You need to learn. It's something you learn, actually. I don't believe that leaders are born. I believe you groom yourself to become an exceptional leader.
Okay.
All right. So when you walk into the room, what do people say? Oh, the troublemaker has come. Or do they say, oh, thank God, someone that has a solution is here.
Yeah.
And so you build that positive attitude. Extra mile capacity. There's a challenge to resolve. Do you give up halfway? Do you get tired and say, no be me? What do you normally say? The young people, no be me kill Jesus or something.
No be me
and
kill
then-
Jesus.
And then relevance. A lot of times our mantra is when you ask somebody, oh, can you help me do something? Normally say, oh, what's in it for me? I changed that mantra to what's in it from me, the key word being from me. So when I get into a team, an environment, a group, I'm looking for what I can contribute.
Okay.
That's relevance, really. And then, of course, perception. Everyone is naturally biased. So when people normally say, why are you talking like this? Why are you so biased? I just smile because in my mind, I just quickly retort, you are also biased. Everyone is biased. So perception, you need to be able to grow to the point as a leader where you can take in all the biases around you,
Oh.
do a mix and get a whole document. or
Wow.
a whole view or a whole image about something. And then skills and expertise, you must be good at what you are supposed to be good at. No, but you know me, I love maths. And so 500%. Skills and expertise is just 20%. No machine operating at 20% is said to be operating efficiently. So you need all that. And then the last acronym I'll just share is wrench. I'm an engineer, so I look for things that, a wrench is a tool that gives you grip.
Okay.
All right. And mechanical advantage. So for the wrench, WRENCH, you're well informed, you are resilient, you don't
Okay.
give up easily, you're emotionally intelligent,
All right.
you are a navigator. That means you are a strategic thinker, a communicator, right? And that means you're able to express either in words or in writing what information you want to pass across.
Okay.
And then you're hospitable. You must be a leader who is empathetic. You must be someone who people can come to and say, oh, I need guidance on this. So wrench. So please don't forget PEPs and wrench because you must be a leader. It is a mix.
Okay. This is just like an impromptu question. Now you talked about prep and rich. So now I also know under prep, right? You said everybody is naturally biased. That's perception. And it just got me thinking, yes, it's true. The way I see things might not be the way you see things. But what if I'm not ready to adapt to, this is also where EQ, emotional intelligence, come now. There are a lot of people that do not know how to, how should I say it? Acknowledge every other people, feelings. How do I, somehow, if I don't have this, does that mean I cannot be a leader?
It means you cannot be an effective leader,
Oh,
but
okay.
it means that you can learn it. See, emotional intelligence is not just about understanding the other person. Now, usually when I ask people, oh, introduce yourself, who are you? Usually people say, I am a head of department, which I even did. So, but I was defining what I was. I wasn't defining who I was.
Oh,
So, for you to be emotionally intelligent, you must be at home with who you are. You know your triggers. You know what upsets you. You know what excites you. If I want to write, I love to write. If I want to write, I know that I need to wake up probably at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And that's my best fit for writing. So I know that about myself. All right. So please, if you are not emotionally intelligent, for example, you can learn it. You can.
okay.
And then learn to open up to other perspectives. Everybody's short-sighted, seriously short-sighted. So learn to open up, not to be caught where you're listening to someone just to be able to give a response. You're really not listening.
Yeah.
People are quick to, you're just hearing me so that you know how to respond. No, hear me to understand what I'm saying, not to respond. And if a response comes, that's good.
Well, I'm even shocked because this is something I do. Like when someone's speaking to me, I feel the urge to want to give my own. I understand the fact that yes, I want to tell them that, see, come, I understand what you're saying, and I feel the urge. I'm really understanding you because most times I don't listen to understand. I listen to argue back. So I'm really learning a lot from this. Thank you very much for that. It really touched me. That's what I'll say. All right. So my next question. We know you've mentored a lot of young ones, both within your field and outside your field. Now, what is that one? No, let me not say one. What are the advice you tell? Because we are all growing. A lot of there are a lot of young ones coming behind us, or So, what would you advise these young ones, especially those who are in the university, or those who are looking to enter the field, or those who are looking to be leaders in their field? What is that? One. Just give us one advice that you say, take. Go and use it to excel.
Change your mantra.
Oh,
Change your mantra from what is in it for me change it to what is in it from me. I think if we have that, we will all strive to be relevant. And then just on a side, I studied engineering and I'm an engineer and I'm proud to be an engineer. But I think we need to tweak our curriculum more so that it's people facing. That means we're learning the technical skills and we're also learning how to interact and interface with people. So we need to introduce more people skills,
Yeah.
topics, or subjects, as the case may be. All right. So, but if I'm to say one thing, what is in it from you? So, when you come into a group, you come into an environment, you come into a team, what's in it from you? What's your contribution? What value are you bringing to the table? What value? Because you can't excel without bringing value. That's what makes you relevant. That's what gives you purpose.
Well, I hope we've all learned give value. Don't just expect to receive. Be a giver. That's the most important thing right here. So our last question for today before we round up
All
this
right.
episode. Now, outside work, this is just like, getting to know you. Outside work, what is that one hobby, that when, outside work, you just want to relax, want to think, leave work aside. What's that one hobby, enjoy that helps you relax?
Okay, I listen to music a lot,
Oh,
right?
okay.
But I don't know. If you're looking for what like gingers me, gives me life, I love to write.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a public speaker. So I it excites me when there's an opportunity to share knowledge, especially when it has to do with leadership. So I now don't know if it's that I don't have fun, but fun is something that
Yes,
relaxes you, right?
definitely.
Good. Writing, talking about leadership, playing. But sometimes, like in my team, we once in a year we make it a habit to go for what we call a team bonding activity, just away from the office, maybe to the beach, to a recreational center, somewhere,
Okay.
and just have fun, laugh.
All right, yeah, writing works because I would say I love reading to relax. Reading helps me relax. So yeah, it is an hobby. Anyways, I don't know how to even thank you because I learned a lot and I'm sure our listeners learned so much from this. So thank you very much for being a part of this show. I am grateful, for accepting to be here. Thank you, Engineer Uchechi Edosomwan. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. So stay inspired and we'll catch you on our next episode with Real Talk with Ella. Please, please, please. This is just, this is a way to encourage us. We have all our social medias below in the caption. So please don't forget to follow, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave a like and a comment. This helps us, understand you and get to know you better. Thank you for today. Bye.
Bye.